Okay, so we will be working on this Starry Night painting a little bit here. I'm going to be experimenting with colors a little bit, kind of as we go. I was doing a little bit of studying on this, and it looks like we are mainly working with ultramarine blue and cobalt blue, from what I found out. So that's what I'm going to mainly work with for the blues. I'll be mixing in a little bit of white at certain parts, and some I'll be working with some cadmium yellow in here as well, and burnt sienna. Maybe not. We'll see. There's just hints of it in the actual painting. We'll see if I actually want to use it or not. So I'm going to put just a little bit of ultramarine blue here, and it looks like we've got two different shades of it here. Kind of a darker one, a little bit of lighter one before we actually get into the cobalt blue. And so darken that ultramarine blue up just a little bit. I'm just going to add some raw umber to it. I'm going to stay away from using the black if possible. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this here. Just grab a little bit to start. Oh yeah, that's really dark. That's nice. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so grab some of this here. I like to just use the stuff that's on the palette knife, and I don't waste as much as what could be wasted. Whenever I'm painting on wood here, it always takes a couple of layers. And so I'm just going to go through here and add in this darker ultramarine blue in the spots where I want it, just one layer first, and that kind of gives it a little bit of time to dry before I go and add a second layer, and then depending on the color, sometimes it needs a third to get it looking how I really want it. So he really uses these darker ultramarine blues in the top here, and then a little bit in the landscape below. So I'm going to mainly use them up here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need at least 2 layers, probably 3. Ultramarine blue seems to be pretty transparent color. Go to this one as well. I've had this one burned for a little bit, but just haven't had the time to get to it, so I'm happy to be able to paint some of this today. All right. Dark spots that I want. I'll do this one on a darker scale here too. All right, I think those are the only three spots where I really want this dark blue. So I'm going to go over now and start doing the second layer. Sorry if you can hear my furnace in the background. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a third layer. This one's here. So I like when I do these types of paintings, I like to have a really solid color in each of these little squares here, shapes. I'm just going to move one of my lights here. Hopefully that'll give a little better lighting on a few spots. I don't know if that's better or worse. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. It might take me a second to read them. So I've got my phone and my computer kind of raised up right now, so I don't always look up at it. Maybe you're wondering what material this is. This is just wood, just pine wood. So I've used a wood burning tool to burn in all these lines. I made the design digitally first and then transferred it on and then burned it into it. And now I'm going in, and as you can see right here, I'm filling in the empty spaces with paint. I mainly do landscapes in this style, but I thought it would be fun to try to do classic painting like Starry Night. All right, let's go back in, mix up a little bit more of this darker blue, add some of that raw umber in there. I usually can't do streams on a Wednesday afternoon, but got the week off of work because I'm a teacher in Alberta, Canada. It's a family week or reading week, whatever you want to call it. So we've got the week off of school. That gives me a little bit more time to actually do some painting. Hey, Gremlin, Baby 9000, Ranch Tunbao Kate. Saku art. I do teach a little bit of art, which is cool, but I'm also teach mathematics and science. So I do a little bit of everything right now. And, one day I might end up doing more art. We'll see. Right now, I teach 3 different classes art. It's at the junior high or middle school level, depending on where you're from, what you call it. And so it's mainly grade 8s and grade 9 students that I teach. So, a lot of them at that age, if they like art, they love art class. But if they don't, and it's like pulling teeth trying to get them to try things sometimes. All right, these colors are really shaping up good here. I'm not used to working with this dark of a blue. It's interesting. Like I said before, usually I do landscapes in this style, not things like this. All right, then this piece right here is even darker, and so I'm going to just mix in with my brush just some more of that raw umber into this one here. Sorry if you can't hear me that well. Yeah, like I said before, my phone's just mounted above me. I didn't plug in my mic. I probably should have. Next time I'll do that for sure. All right, that's good enough for those darker colors. I might lighten one of these up a little bit here. But now I'm just going to put on just some straight ultramarine blue. Not going to do any mixing at the moment. I do want to put a little layer of it on here. This is just acrylic paint. I haven't ever delved into the realm of oil painting yet. I started with acrylics, and that's just what I know best. And then I'm mainly working with Liquitex, and Liquitex and Golden are the two main types that I work with. Two main brands, I guess I should say. Like I said before, this ultramarine blue is pretty transparent, and so it usually takes 2 to 3 layers to really get that solid color that I'm looking for. And now that I'm looking at it, I think this darker blue here, it probably looks black on the camera. It is just a really dark blue, but I think it might be a little bit too dark. So if I do just a glaze over top of it with this ultramarine blue, I think that should be able to get it to the color that I want. So I'll go back in here in a minute and do that. I might need to tone down this pure ultramarine blue a little bit. It's looking a little bit strong for this painting, but we'll see. Let me know if you can hear me when I'm narrating here. So let me know if I'm just talking to nobody or if you can actually hear when I answer some of your questions. I think I'm going to do that one dark. That will be just a different hint of ultramarine blue, probably just a little bit darker. So that means I'll do this one. All right, then these ones are going to be, that'll be dark, that'll be lighter. This should be this color here. And let's see what else we got going on here. Probably want to use this in here. That'll be a different shade. That'll be a different shade. And then I want these mountains to be a little bit lighter. Oh yeah, by adding that little layer of ultramarine over top, that really looks nice there. So I think I'm just gonna tone down this ultramarine blue just, I guess once it dries, it doesn't look too bad. Just is a little bit strong. Even with just a hint of this raw umber here. And I think just a touch of titanium white. I know it can dull it really fast, but just a hint of it there. Yeah, this is more, I think, the color that I was looking for. Hey, Ebony's Art Creation, thanks for joining in. All right, let's try the second layer on here and see what we get. See if I'm liking that color or not. Yeah, it seems to be better. The ultramarine blue just by itself was a little bit too bright. Sorry if today's a boring video, but I was going to be working on this anyway, so I thought I may as well stream it live. Thanks. So far, 2 coats is looking okay. I might need a third. We'll see. Yeah, I've had this one sitting around for a little bit now. Just haven't got around to painting it. I was busy doing other stuff, so I'm glad to finally get going on this piece here. All right, I'm gonna see what happens here if I just grab some of this and do a little layer over top of this darker blue. Because this darker was just a little bit too dark. But this should still show through. Here. I feel like, other than finding the time to work on art, my biggest obstacle is just when I start painting, I don't want to just paint for 15 or 20 minutes. I really want to sit down for at least an hour at a time. But sometimes to be able to find that hour makes it a little bit more difficult. I need to find some smaller projects or be able to break down these projects into smaller chunks so that if I, have 20 minutes, I could come down and go for 20 minutes and then, stop if I needed to. Does anyone else have that problem? All right, then we're going to do this. Okay, I feel like I need to okay, so I want to look it over there. After this layer of ultramarine blue and white, I think I'm going to add a little bit of cobalt blue into the mix here, and we'll see how that changes things up. Cobalt blue is pretty similar to ultramarine blue from my experience, but we shall see. I mean, this top here is going to be the darker parts anyways. This cake. Thanks. Unfortunately, I don't have any cheesecake. I wish I did. Otherwise, I would share. I'll let you know, though, if I ever have any. All right, let's wipe that off there. Center that for you a bit more. Okay, I'm going to add in some of this cobalt blue. And we're going to start getting a little bit lighter here. Yeah, cobalt blue is very similar to the ultramarine that we have going on here. What inspired me to want to make this piece? Well, if you've seen some of my other paintings, I've been doing this type of style for a little bit now. I've posted some of them here on TikTok, and they've mainly been landscapes from places I've been, or iconic places here in Canada. But I thought it would be fun to try to recreate a classic art piece such as this, Starry Night, in this style. So I designed the burning lines and then went from there. Gonna add a little bit of retarder fluid to it. All right, let's try out this. Let's see what we think. I think this is the color that I'm looking for. I might need to lighten it up. Oh no, maybe not. I think that'll be good. A little bit of cobalt blue sure helped here. A random fact about myself: I can unicycle. I learned how to ride a unicycle when I was probably 14, so a few years ago now. But yeah, I can unicycle. Definitely gonna have to do another layer of this blue as well here. All right, so that we'll probably do here will be that color. Maybe even there. This is gonna have to be kind of an in-between, and then this could be lighter up here. It's kind of a lighter spot up there. Hey, Jesse Vaughn Studio, thanks for joining in for a minute here. I'm also streaming this on YouTube if you're interested. The angle is slightly different and a little bit more wider screen. You know, TikTok likes the portrait orientation, but I do have this going on YouTube as well if you are interested in checking that out. My my YouTube channel link is in my bio on TikTok there. But I thought I might as well have this going on both. I'm really liking this blue that turned out right here. This is a nice blue. All right, let's go back in and add in these second layers. Hopefully I've got enough mixed up here. I think I do. Second layer never takes as much. paint here. Hopefully that didn't make it too light. No, we're fine. Sorry, this might be looking repetitive, but it's very necessary to be adding these layers in here to really get the colors that I'm looking for. In the end, you'll see why. It won't be done today, but I'm hoping I can finish this in maybe by the end of the week here. Depends how much more I work on it each day, obviously. Might get a little bit more work time on this evening as well. I have to get some relaxing music going on in the back. But it's always hard to find copyright free stuff I can use on both YouTube and TikTok and any other websites I stream things through. It's always a headache. Oh yeah, doing some paint reactive UV, that would be really cool actually. That's a good idea. I'll have to look into that. A lot of people have told me I should start doing stained glass. That's a whole other ballpark though. I haven't even really attempted anything like that yet. I did make that a little bit lighter, but I think I'm gonna get a little, okay, a little bit more ultramarine blue here. Mix a little bit of this up. There should be a decent in-between color for this. I'll go back in and do all the little brighter star spots later here, but I have the cadmium yellow light out that I was planning to use, but kind of into these blues right now. Okay, I'm just gonna let that dry for a second. Just gonna tilt this a little bit. There we go, that's a little bit better of an angle there. Okay, let's add that second layer on here. I'm going to grab a bit more of that to mix in with it. All right, now moving into some of our lighter blues here. Oh, it's a little hard to hear me. Probably faced the wrong way. Is that any better? I don't know if I'm able to plug in my mic partway through, but all right, see you later. Thanks for joining. Oh, because I'm plugged in too, of course. I'll just have to go without. Thanks anyways. Have a good rest of your day. The Arabic. I think I got my mic covered up here at the top. All right, so from here, I am going to get out some more cobalt blue. Do I swear? No, I don't. Are you able to hear me okay, Spider-Man? Bryce? Nice. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of issues with my mic today. I'm trying to work it out, but we'll see how this goes here. No, I'm not the best, but I try my best. You can say that. I try my best. Okay, so I've got some cobalt blue. I've got some ultramarine blue. We're going to add in some titanium white here. And I'm going to work with that mainly here for a minute. I'm going to start adding in a little bit of Barry Van Gogh. Yeah, definitely Van Gogh. That's what this is based off of here for sure. Just going to add in some titanium white here to the mixture of cobalt blue that I already had going. I think Go is GOPH. And I'm going to add some of this retarder fluid to it. Hopefully keep both of them from drying out on me a little bit longer than normal. If you have ever worked with acrylic paints, then acrylic paints, dry very quickly. But from my experience with this retarder fluid here, it does a really good job at keeping it from drying out. All right, so let's just to make that a bit lighter. All right, let's try this now. Grab my brush. I'm going to use this medium light, we'll say, to this top piece here. Okay, that will definitely need another layer in a minute here. I think I will do a medium here, light a light, do a medium there as well. Again, sorry if it's hard to hear me. I'm trying to stand a bit closer to the mic while I'm working so you can hear what I'm saying. I might see if I can live stream from my computer next time, because that will be much easier. All right, I'll fill those in and then we'll go from there. Thanks, Michaela. Thanks for joining in here. I'm going to go in and add the second layer on these blues now. These medium blues that I just did. All right, there's those medium blues in there. Rub off the excess paint. And let's add in a bit of this lighter blue. This might almost be too, oh no, that should be okay. Bring in a little bit of that blue from up there. So we're gonna, all right, see you next time. I'll have to check your stream out soon too if you do a live stream, Michaela. Thanks for joining in. Hey Skylar, how's it going? This might be a little bit light for what I am wanting here, but that's okay. I'll be able to adjust that here. Just bringing down some of that, the slightly darker blue I had mixed from above. Thanks, Skylar. Thanks for checking it out. Let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my mic today. Nice. Oh. How many zeros is that? All right, from here, interested to see where I should go. This is going to be a lot lighter, and some of them are going to have kind of a greenish to a yellow hue in there. And that's going to work its way down. So we could kind of do some of these medium tones. We could do one there. Oh, interesting. I did an extra line there. Hey, Randolph. Thanks for joining in. That can be a little bit darker. Thanks. It's been a bit of a work in progress today, but it's been fun to work on. Thank you. Hopefully one day I'll be verified. I think I only have about 1,300 followers, and most of that's come from the artist supporting artists trend that's been going on the last week or so. I don't know, this month. All right, hopefully I can stay on for a while myself. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to work right now, but I'm planning to probably do some more later this evening when I get the chance. So if I'm not able to stay in for too much longer there, then check back this evening. And well, my time, for me, it's like 1 in the afternoon right now. Yeah, you got a question? Go ahead. Could I play some calm music? I am looking into doing that. I still am just unsure about the copyright issues. I'm streaming this through YouTube as well right now, through so TikTok and YouTube, and I don't know what the protocols are, with music on both. So something might be fine on one, but not fine on the other. Do you have any tips for that or ideas for that? It's a little too dark. Yeah, Randolph, I'll have to do that. Hayden, and to my YouTube followers, hey CF Paintings. Hopefully everything's going well for you too. Thanks for joining in. Just to let you know, I'm streaming this on TikTok as well, so I'll be talking to people on both. Randolph, your sister's a streamer and she does it all the time. I'll look more into that here today, and then if I'm able to stream later tonight or later this evening, then I'll definitely do that because I think that would be a positive for my streams for sure. It's something I've been wanting to do. I just haven't taken the time to do that, but I know that a lot of people would enjoy that for sure. Thanks. It's been a work to be able to get something like this. I only found that I liked this style about a year ago now, so it's been fun experimenting with it as time has gone on. I've heard the name Ted Harrison a few times. I'll have to look him up. I've seen a few different artists do things similar to this, but um, not in wood, not burned in, mixed in with the pyrography here. And so I think that I'm hoping that kind of makes my artwork stand out a little bit more. All right, so this is going to be a little bit darker. That's all in the stream going through. Sorry, I like to talk to myself. That helps me figure out what I'm doing. An artist from the Yukon. Oh, okay. That sounds familiar. All right, Randolph. Hopefully, we'll see you later. I'll work on getting that music going here. All right. See you later. Sorry, I'm just looking at the screen here, trying to figure out all the different options for these live videos. This is the first live video I've done here on TikTok, so sorry if the screen's shaking a little bit. That's just me touching my phone there. All right, then I need a little bit of this darker. I need a little bit more ultramarine in there too, and just a dash of white, just to tone it down slightly. Fit right in here. All right, just need to let that dry a little bit. In the meantime, it looks like I missed a second layer on that second one here, so I'm going to go back in, add a little second coat to this. Oh, looks like we're almost dried up there. That's okay. Just need a little bit more on the top parts here. And back in, push that off a little bit, back in here. Again, just a hint of white. Oh, sorry, you'll probably hear my furnace turning on here. I paint in the basement, so. All right, well, I think I'm gonna have to stop it here for today. Well, for right now. I'm hoping to be back on later in the evening. I live in Alberta, Canada, so it's Mountain Standard Time. So for me, it's 1:15 right now. Hoping to do a little bit more on this closer to around 7:30 my time, so in about 6 hours. So if you want to check back then I'm hoping to get at least the rest of the sky finished on this rendition of Starry Night. And then hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be able to finish the rest of this up, and then you can see the rest of my process where I use a blowtorch on this as well and kind of add some finishing touches to it. So thanks for joining in on this one, and hope to see you next time. Same with you, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. Sorry if I was focusing a bit too much on the TikTok stream. Join me later. See how much more of this we can get done today.